Hello and welcome to another episode of Reciting Chaos, the show where we talk to fans and bands about their live experience from the pit to the stage. I'm Josh. My co-host, as always, is Nick.
Hey, what's up, you?
And today our guest is famous to me. He's a writer, director, actor, musician, maybe possible member of the Radioactive Chickenheads. I know he knows some people. He's got his own band. He's a huge fan of punk and metal. I know he's seen probably a shit ton of Guar shows, roomed with Techno Destructo, and a huge inspiration for me starting this thing. It's runs his own Patreon, has his own channel. It's Ryan Hailey.
Thank y'all for having me here on Reciting Chaos. I appreciate it. I love this idea for a podcast. And I love live music. Absolutely.
So do we. I know from watching, I'm a big fan. I've been watching you for a while. I know that you've been to a crap ton of Guar shows, and there's plenty of footage online of you jumping through crowds at Guar shows, or wrestling in the pit, or in the.
How many Guar shows? Luckily, I have a setlist.fm account that has logged every show I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to go there.
Part of that video you sent me when I first signed up for the Patreon is part of what inspired me to make this podcast.
Oh, which video? I forget.
You sent me a video of all the shows you had been to.
Okay.
We recorded all of ours. It's such an amazing feat to have all that.
I have been to, I wouldn't say it's a crack ton. Not sure the definition on that. I would say I've been to 6 Guar shows.
Oh, for some reason, I thought it was more than that.
No. The guy, does he need to keep going? Like, was it?
No. The most, you mentioned them earlier, and the show I've been to the most, the band I've been to the most is the Radioactive Chickenheads, which I am a fan of. Not a possible member. They don't allow human beings in the band. It's speciesist. But
my apologies.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I have been to recorded about 38 Radioactive Chickenhead shows, and I know that is I know there's like at least a couple dozen or so or less maybe that I have forgotten about or that just weren't recorded. So I've been to I want to say a nice round 50 Radioactive Chickenhead shows. And the next would be Ween at 16, Fish at 12, okay. Billy Strings at 6, Black Lips at 6, King Giz at 5, Guar at 5. Oh. So, when you invited me on as I know this is a metal punk podcast, but the metal band I've seen the most is Guar.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. So yeah. Well, my first time seeing him actually was at Warped Tour. Not the first Warped Tour I've been to, but first.
Okay, yeah. So I was going to ask, you guys have seen Guar before, both of you?
Yeah, 3 times for me.
Oh,
once for me, so far.
Okay, and were any of those in the Odious Arungus days, Nick?
Fortunately, I missed him by like a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, big damn. Not there.
Well, cool.
Now, but,
To be perfectly honest, I would never speak ill of Odious Arungus. He's the man. But my favorite Guar shows have been in the new era. I think that they're on fire right now. I think they're kind of in a new prime, like a new renaissance. It is. Absolutely. Crushing it.
Yep.
Figuratively and literally now every night.
It's probably my favorite one I went to of the 3 I saw. It was amazing.
Hell yeah. And now, what's his name? Grodius Maximus is breathing new life into the band. Are y'all Tommy Meehan fans? You know who he is?
I don't know him by name, but I don't know many people by name.
Same.
It's okay. And he was in a lot of cool bands in LA, like Def Club and the Manx. And I think, what's that other? Not Pussifer, but another Puss band. Yeah, Pussifer is a totally different thing, but they had Puss in the name, I want to say.
That really narrows it down.
Puss. Anyway, whatever. His shit is awesome. I love him on a just metal level and just aesthetically. He gets, a different, every project he's in has a totally different, cool, weird feel. And usually there's monsters and weird goo involved. So
it's
always a plus.
Definitely.
Squid Pisser, not Puss.
Yeah.
Squid Pisser.
Yeah, what about, I've seen them, yeah.
I'm almost positive that that's another one of his bands.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he's the fucking
man. Together a lot because of that reason.
Right.
But yeah, no, they were fantastic. I remember seeing them. What was 2 years ago? It was pretty great.
With this gross mass. Oh, and Cancer Christ. How could I forget Cancer Christ? Are y'all Cancer Christ fans?
I actually have not heard of that one.
No,
You never have. So they were a big band for a little bit, like right before Grodius went to Guar. He started Cancer Christ, and they would baptize people in like a kiddie pool full of blood, and they had a
That's awesome.
flamethrower, and it was gnarly. I was at their first show. Talk about a really cool live show experience. There's videos of this on the internet and stuff too, but their first show was at this wild underground, I mean, literally like under a overpass show that must have had 1,000 kids on it or underneath this thing. And you had to kind of go down a little hill to get there. So it was kind of a pain in the ass. And all of a sudden there was police helicopters and stuff flying over, and they just couldn't figure out how to get down there. They were just like, how do these kids get there? So we see all the police lights. They're trying to figure out how to go there. So then there's kids scattering and stuff. And then, yeah, the lead singer of Cancer Christ has a fucking flamethrower. And
that's awesome. It's like Mad Max shit.
I would love to go into this.
It was legit. And for Funhouse fans, this is kind of a sad thing to bring up, but it was right around the time that Elise and James's dog Benson was going through it. And so I remember raising a glass for Benson while the helicopters were flying overhead. And that was my last memory of that event. And story is over.
Have you been to a lot of like shows under bridges?
You know, like I believe it or not, I have, and not by like design, but there's an entire industry out there of cottage industry, I would say, of people looking for weird places that they can get away with throwing live shows at. And I always admire these people. And there's an entire I just went to one of these. I hesitate. I don't think I should actually say their name live on the internet because it's like literally every show they throw is pretty illegal, you know.
Oh, that's
but
fine.
it's it's one of those if you know kind of things. Yeah. But
maybe when I go out there.
They're basically like urban explorers, you know. The people I'm talking about were in San Francisco, I mean. But yeah, they're kind of urban explorers that go out, they'll find a place, they're like, okay, we could totally throw a show here. Here's how we would get the people down there, and here's kind of when we'll tell everyone. Because another part of this thing is you don't want to tell everyone in advance the location. What you want to do is you want to get the cops show. You want to you want to get a ton of people that RSVP to something, I don't know, on a Partiful or something, or an Instagram thing, and then you're like, all right, day of or hours before, we're going to send you the address, and then you send them the address, and then everyone descends on it. By that time, you know, the party's flowing and it's too late for the cops. Yeah. So
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And for people, but it's one of those things where everyone there is like, wow, this is a lot of fun. People should do this all the time. But there was just like two or three people. Well, definitely there's a reason you can't, but it's more of those where it's like people just don't realize it only took a couple people to have this idea, and then that's, you know, it kind of spreads virally. Whereas, so basically it can't happen all the time. It's just people, you know, it just takes knowing how to get the word out there and then doing it and then getting the fuck out without anyone getting in trouble.
And doing it without getting hurt.
Ideally, yes. That would be a thing too.
When you want to get that's different.
Right. Well, on these things in San Francisco that I was talking about, it's like they literally say, like, this is a dangerous environment, you know, like bring gloves, bring a helmet, enter at your own risk. We're not responsible, you know.
Bring your tetanus shots to go.
Right. They try to make it
guitarist bungee jumping and playing like
it's like people playing at the bottom of a mine shaft.
Well, honestly, that's kind of what this thing was. I went to it where they had an abandoned factory, and then they turned one of the like abandoned factory like little, it kind of looked like a big barn situation, and then in the loft they had a band playing up there, and then we were all just hanging around on the factory, and then there was like a self-service zip line that you could hook yourself up to and enjoy the music for 20 seconds. And
as you pass by.
Right.
What's the intense moment you had in the show? Oh, while zip lining. That's great.
No, we took a handmade zip line. I don't think I'm putting my fat ass on a zip line, especially a homemade zip line. I don't trust it.
I wouldn't either.
Now, were any of these like special shows one of your favorite, or do you have like a specific favorite like event that you've been to on your end? I know you've asked us, but what would be your favorite show you've been to?
Well, damn. Now that just in general, that's probably too broad. But in terms of like these, like it would definitely probably Ween at Red Rocks. To be perfectly honest, it just blew my socks off, and it was like the perfect Ween show, and I had so much fun. Sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
What is Red Rocks?
Red Rocks is this kind of famous venue in outside of Denver that is basically a big, seemingly natural-looking rocky amphitheater that has this amazing view. Kind of looks like an amazing western that you're at, and a lot of. It's one of the few places the Beatles played. It's the only not sold out show the Beatles played in America.
Oh,
Was
wow.
at Red
Wow.
Rocks, and because it was kind of a new venue at the time, and it was far away from society a little bit. You got to, yeah, it takes a little bit to get
You have to
there.
travel.
Yeah. So, but it's an amazing venue. Highly recommend going to Red Rocks to see a show at some point.
We'll have to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good
What is,
destination one.
Do you have a favorite venue? I know you've been to the Sphere.
Oh, no.
I wanted to ask you about the Sphere.
That's a great question. Honestly, Sphere, I'm hesitating to think about what could possibly beat the Sphere
I want to
because
see
it
like
is, yeah.
I want to see something like demonic at the Sphere.
Now,
It'd
can
be
you
so
explain
cool.
to me what is the Sphere?
I mean, it's the world's most technologically advanced entertainment venue. It's in the shape of a sphere, and it's got all these LED. It's the whole thing is an LED screen outside, and then on the inside is an LED screen as high as you can see. So there's all these opportunities for bands to put these crazy graphics that completely envelop, and, totally immerse you. And they have this laser sound where every single seat has like perfect laser sound beamed straight to you. They can beam in different languages, like seat to seat and stuff. It's crazy.
That's insane. Nick, you ever see that picture of the smiley face in Las Vegas on the circle?
This is that place in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. No, yeah, that's got to be freaking awesome.
Yeah, I made a special trip out to just go to see the movie they had there from Darren Aronofsky, and that alone was pretty epic. It was like a big National Geographic movie that they kind of used to just sample the technology. And then I went and saw Fish, and then I saw Dead and Company there. So the only
That's really cool.
it's great. Like I've kind of only in the last 5 years have gotten into the jam band scene, and
Really?
yeah, I just met some people that got me like, hey, I kind of became a part of their little jam group, and I'm like, I kind of get this because that's a whole other, talking about live music. Here we are on a live music podcast. Like to me, there's different like punk shows, jam band shows. There's all these shows that is to me way less about putting the record on and way more about like, all right, this is just the show itself is just a big party. Whereas some bands, it's mainly about, all right, I like these specific songs and I want to hear these songs played live and what yada yada yada. Whereas I mean, if I don't know, I couldn't really tell you only except a handful of Fish songs. Yet I've seen them a bunch of times just because I know every single show is going to be a big fun party. And then same with the punk rock show. It's like I don't have to know the whole album, but it's just like I know what I'm getting when I go to it.
You're going for the vibe. You're going
for the vibe. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. I kind of said it in a rambling, inarticulate way, but I'm going for the vibe to punk shows and to jam band shows. To me, yeah. What are you saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna ask Nick what that jam band Disco Biscuits. That's the one we
I
went
remember.
to.
Okay. Yeah.
I was really into them.
From that. That's like the only time I've ever caught a stick. That was a cool show.
Somehow I'm not into I really don't love that much electronic music, and it kind of takes the right one for me to like. Disco Biscuits are basically just they're a big electronic jam band, so I've never really gotten into that one. But
they're like the only jam band that I ever really went to.
Yeah,
really.
I have.
We were mostly dragged there by a friend of ours.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was dragged to my first couple too, and then I got.
I mean, it's fun. I enjoy music.
It was a good time overall. Don't regret going.
we're also thrash metal guys, so it's, I mean, we're there to party.
Oh,
anyway.
nice.
Yeah, we love all metal, but definitely I would say, yeah, we probably lean thrash metal more than anything.
So parties are what
Now-
we're there for.
I believe Cancer Christ would have maybe been considered thrash. Sometimes I get lost in all the subgenres of metal, but when I went to the last Cancer Christ show I went to was the first time I had personally seen people crowd killing, which is what I came to learn it was called. You know what I'm talking about?
Crowd
Does this
killing?
Do you mean the
Does this
sense
term
of like
mean anything to you?
moshing or like some extreme moshing or like what?
What are we
Okay,
doing?
yes. Yeah, okay. I was curious to know how widespread this term was because I was watching people at this show, this Cancer Christ show, and I'm like, what in the fuck is happening? Because it was these kids that would jump on stage and, stage diving, all for,
Right.
hey, like you're everyone jumping on stage, jumping off, whatever. It's a free for all. Let's go. But these guys were jumping on stage, and then they would go up to seemingly everyone in the front row, and it looked like they were just punching them in the face. Is what it looked like. Yes, it was just like people going up and violently like punching each other, like it was a whack-a-mole, like the whole front, thing. And at some point they'd get like thrown off, and then but then I'd be like, is that guy like whacked out of his mind and is he trying to get thrown out or something, or what is going on here? But then no, it looked like it was just part of it all of a sudden, and it was like this whole new thing that a lot of kids were doing. They were jumping on stage and they just go and literally be punching everybody. And I'm like, wow, this
or like
No,
not
at
the
the front.
musicians in the front row, like the people like
they would
get
try
going,
to the stage to hop
dancing.
off, be on the other side of the barrier, and then mess with the people right there. Like
Yeah.
They would like be on the side where like a speaker would be. They jump you climb on the crowd to climb on the stage to go stage dive it, and then you kind of run part way up the thing, and then you just start knocking punching people in the head while people are trying to avoid you, but you're going so fast that you get to the end and someone throws you off, and then you start moshing around again, and like you did, like nothing happened.
Oh no, I'd be
You never
knocked
seen
out
this.
in like a second.
Okay. I mean, I too was watching it, and I couldn't tell if this was an anomaly I was watching, but then I've seen other videos of people doing this. And now, because I looked it up.
I'm jumping down after this.
yeah, I can't imagine
Crowd
it's something
killing.
that like doesn't happen, but it's not something I've much experienced myself.
All right. I'm gonna just for once and for all look this up over here. Crowd
Yeah.
metal. Heavy metal. What is crowd killing? Okay. AI fucking Google is gonna tell me.
Oh, well, that'll definitely be right.
Right. Okay, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, screw you.
All right. Yeah. Crowd killing is someone going out of their way to hit or cause harm to those surrounding them.
Oh, that part, yeah. That happens.
So like an asshole.
Yes, that is what I witnessed.
Yes,
I
they
witnessed
aren't just
this.
assholes, yes. Absolutely.
Right, but this was like seemingly like it was like they like had discovered a new way of moshing. But
Well, I see that it's maybe hardcore music, which is already known for beating the shit out of each other.
Yes, they're definitely a more aggressive crowd when you're going to the hardcore shows. You're going to see a lot more of those arm flailing hits, all that kind of stuff. You don't see it as much with the like extreme metal when you're looking into black metal, death metal, thrash metal. Like you really don't see it as much. It's more body checking, running in circles and hitting, like running into each other, like that kind of stuff. Somebody might throw somebody, but it's not too often you'll see like all that arm flailing crazy stuff.
No karate.
yeah, because when I want to say a junior or senior in high school was when I first started seeing, like, I'd go to like a thrice show or something, and I'd started seeing the people in the mosh pit but throwing their fists, and it was kind of like they were just doing a maniac fist dance, which that was all right. That was one thing. I definitely got hit by a bunch of that, and I did screamo dancing. Yes, thank you, Tiddlywinks. But then this seemed to be a targeted like screamo dancing / whack-a-mole, where you're screamo dancing into people's heads on purpose to, I don't think necessarily to like actually fight and fuck them up, but it's like, I don't care, I'm here, like this is how hardcore this show is. We're
You're a
crowd
swing.
It's more about the disregard than it is for like actively seeking it out.
Yeah, it blew my mind.
What's that breakdown? Disrespect your surroundings.
Yes. I mean, I understand like the feeling behind it. It feels nice to just flail around and like kind of like swing your arms, gets the hanger going. I mean, I think it is a little bit more relentless, a little less safe. Still fun, but like I've watched a lot of people just like somehow accidentally get in line of that and get knocked out. I've been victim of it myself. I've been knocked out in one of those pits and had to get taken out in a wheelchair, go to the hospital and get stitches. Like it happens.
Christ, it shouldn't happen. There's ways to prevent it. God,
I mean,
damn.
Yeah.
We're at a concert, for fuck's sake. We're gonna go to Denny's afterwards, and God, we're all gonna be
Yeah,
bloody.
What the fuck is
but
up,
that-
Denny's?
what the fuck is up,
That's
Denny's?
all I can think of now.
Denny's is much
shout
more
out
fun
to
with the next
Texas on
place.
that one.
You were talking about death metal and stuff like that. What's the death metal or black metal is what comes from like Finland.
Oh, you're gonna
Black.
probably get more black, yeah.
I am going to next year go. My buddy Jared lives in Finland, and I'm going to go visit him, and I'm going to plan it around one of their Finnish open air metal concerts.
Oh, very nice.
So there's like one called like Tukskard, and I think I'm going to go to that one. So just thought you guys would.
Who's
That
playing
sounds
it?
awesome.
Tukskard?
Dude, I have no fucking clue.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, Ryan,
Please
can you
don't-
spell that from memory?
TOUU with some umlauts, KS guard, maybe something.
I love how he's like, you can figure out how to spell guard. That's fine.
Tukskard. Yeah, maybe it's basically if you look up Finnish heavy metal festivals, it's the one that starts with a T. That's one of the famous ones. Maybe I'm sure I completely butchered what it actually is.
It's okay.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a festival for metal, eventually one day I'm gonna find it when I go. Like, I'm honestly sad that I have yet to see anything out of the country yet. I would love to go to some European shows. There's so many different things out there. It's like crazy awesome events that I would love to hit. I mean, Wacken
Have you-
is still probably top of my list.
I was gonna ask, have you been to any festivals outside of the United States?
Festivals outside the United States. I'm not a super world traveler. Like I haven't. I would love to, but the short answer is no. Really, no, I have not. I'm racking my Rolodex of times I've been outside the country, but I've never been to one outside the United States. But I do have one that I want to go to. Do you know who Shannon Shaw is?
Not by name.
Shannon and the Clams. She talks about this festival called, I'm gonna fuck it up, but it's like, damn it, it's like Fantastico Vampire Psychedelic Festival or something like
Okay.
that. And it's
You've piqued my interest.
Sounds
God,
interesting.
I can't
Well, I
believe I'm
heard-
talking this.
I heard psychedelic, and I got it. I perked up.
It has like I want to say Dracula's in the name. Dracula Psychedelic. I think it's in Spain. British Trash Festival. Come on.
British
Show me what I need.
Trash Festival.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. It's Fantastic Dracula Carnival.
Okay. And
Fantastic.
it's a carnival. Like, that sounds awesome.
Yes. I want to
It's like
go
a
to
dark carnival?
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
Yes. It's got a Dracula psychedelic British trash aesthetic, and it's a festival in Spain for like British tourists. And it seems cool to me.
No, that
So
sounds-
that's
that
where I wanna
sounds
go.
wicked.
I love how you find the weirdest shit. It's just
It's out there if you're looking for it.
It's just so I find it very interesting. It's one of the things I really like about you is that every time I tune in, basically, you're doing some like noise show in the middle of nowhere at a gas station that's been abandoned for 50 years or something. And it's just like you find all these weird people and all these interesting things, and it's very cool. I
I
really
bet
like
you that Philly seems like a place that would have a ton of this
We have
kind of DIY,
so
punk
much stuff.
metal
out here.
shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have traveled.
Are you guys
plenty on
involved
my
in
own.
the scene at all?
It's my favorite place to be. Oh yeah, absolutely.
a little bit.
We run into so many people that we've seen from so many continents. Like we'll go to a new concert. Oh, there's Joe. Like almost anywhere we go, it's just like, all right, we found him. We found somebody. We know.
Community, a little scene. Yeah, it's fun.
It's
See a lot of the
fantastic.
same people, and I would say that the most intimate show is probably the one in South Philly that was at the basement show
It
where
was a very
the
intimate
Trash
show.
Cats played.
Mhm.
Yeah, we went to just basically it was I guess a couple of musicians had a house, and in the basement they made a makeshift trash filled punk stage,
Oh,
and
hell
there
yeah.
was like this little mosh area they had, and it was pretty fucking wicked.
Got to go down the staircase. You might like lose your foot in.
Yeah, it was definitely could have been condemned. It definitely could have been condemned. But
My buddy D'Anthony, actually, we went to a cool show the other day. I'll show a video of it. It was by the LA River. They brought some, I don't know if you can see this really, or you can't see shit, right? Because you're in my Discord. I guess the people
I
in my
can-
stream will be.
Oh, I got it.
I can see the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it's hard to really tell, but basically we're kind of where like the Terminator 2 18-wheeler
Oh, I know exactly where you're at.
Oh,
place was.
That's cool.
And yeah, so it's kind of a cool little place to have a show at.
What would be the most unique place you've ever been to, like for a show I mean, maybe that stands out more than random shit. You know what I mean? I mean, like random
Most
houses.
unique place for a show. Well, I just went and saw Buckethead in a cave. That was pretty cool.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I'm so jealous.
You were literally just playing Buckethead like yesterday.
I was just listening to Buckethead Land.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Buckethead in a cave was cool. That was great. I saw Bob Dylan at a baseball stadium once. That's not really that weird, but
It's weird for Bob Dylan.
something about baseball stadiums. It's fun to. It's weird. Yeah, like I saw Green Day at a baseball at the Brewer where the Brewers played, and that's just kind of a weird spot. But that's I don't think that's exactly what you're looking for.
Not really, but
Yeah, I don't know. I'm blanking right now. You were talking about like punk shows at a old broken down place. There was this one punk show. It was called Narnia with like a G. So it was like the Chronicles of Narnia with a G. They were like, all right, we're getting kicked out of Narnia by the people. So we're going to basically just have a big show at our house, and we don't care. We're going to fuck this place up. Like, because they were squatting at it. Right.
okay.
Like, so
they didn't give a shit.
they literally didn't care. And so they invited everyone they knew to this place. And I kind of had just gotten here to LA, and I really didn't know anyone that well. I barely heard about it from some random person's like Facebook or whatever. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go to that and just see and just hang out. And yeah, I saw a couple people I'd barely met kind of briefly at shows before. And anyway, for some reason, I decided that was going to be the first day I was going to try acid. And
fun.
And someone's like, "Hey, you want some acid?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be here all night. Sure. I'll try this. This seems like a safe place to do this." And I'm like, he's like, "All right, well, one of these you'll be okay. Two of them you'll be fine, and three you'll be crazy." I'm like, "All right, give me two." And I took two. And in hindsight, I'm like, "What was I doing?" Like, I didn't understand the concept of two, the power of how one of these is. And I've never done it before. Anyway, I'll try to tell this as quickly as I can, but because it kind of is kind of a long story the more I think about it. But I essentially, the cops came and broke it up, and I really wasn't feeling anything. And so I went down the street to this taco place, and I'm like, what am I going to do? All right, I probably shouldn't drive. But then all of a sudden, it just like hit me like a fucking ton of bricks. And I just had like melted into my backseat of my car and like all at once. And I'm like, oh my God. And I really, like I said, I didn't know that many people in town. And so I kind of made this weird decision where I'm like, I either have to figure out how to get home, like I have to call somebody, or I have to just stay in the back of my car in the alleyway nearby and wait this out. And that's what I chose to do. And so for like 10 hours, yeah, I was just in the backseat of this car, literally going through hell. And we were in like, the worst place, and there was cops going up and down the streets every once in a while,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
random people are
Going
going up the
insane.
street. Yeah, it was
Oh, man.
intense, and I hated it.
I've never had a chance to do anything that
I don't recommend it.
well, I just meant to say at a show.
Oh right, yeah.
Well, it was
No,
fun when I did it.
I kind of am right there with you. Like, I've kind of gone through every stage of it now where I'm like, people would say, oh, yeah, we're going to go to the show. We're going to be tripping. I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. I'll try that with you. And then I'm there. I'm like, why am I doing this? This is like,
Yeah,
this is such a, I'm in such a bad headspace to be here watching someone play live music.
Well,
And it's because it's not fun at the beginning, and then at some point you do it enough, and you're like,
becomes fun.
well, you kind of are like, you get used to the uncomfortable parts, and you're like, okay, I know what this is. It's not going to freak me out. And now I have had fun experiences where I was tripping at shows, but I also am kind of back to where I was started, and I'm like, I'm probably just going to
Lay off. Just take
smoke a
it easy.
joint at a show from now on, and unless it's something like literally like at the Sphere or whatever, where that's part
that
of
would
it.
be wicked.
Yeah.
in
So-
response to like that, I mean, I may have never taken like those kinds of psychedelics at a show, but I have dropped some ecstasy at a show before for death metal. And when the double bass just starts kicking in, that is an experience.
I never thought of that.
Just shaking, and it's just feeling it in your body. It's intense.
Ecstasy at a death metal show sounds like something. I can't say that. That does sound intriguing.
It was interesting. That's quite some time ago. It was honestly a really good experience. I can't,
To be honest,
honestly
like,
can't recommend it, but like, it was bad.
it might be worth. It could be fun taking that at the Finnish festival, because then
there
it's
you
like I'm already like I like metal, right? But something about a whole festival of it, I'm wondering if
It might be too much.
not too much like, oh, it's too loud, but more like, how do I put it?
Worn out. Like it gets old almost, but not really.
I guess, but I guess I'm just envisioning if it's all kind of sounds the same, which I hope it doesn't. I hope there's different variations
Well, that's
of
understandable.
black and death metal. Because even at a punk show, if you're like, oh, we're gonna have a punk festival, like Warped Tour, for instance, you still have a million flavors within Warped Tour to kind of keep it interesting. And it's not just everyone doesn't just sound like Black Flag or something,
Oh, that's pretty cool though. I like Black Flag. Yeah, no, it would suck if they all sounded the same.
I guess maybe I don't know enough black metal to where I hope I don't go there as the novice listener being like, man, this kind of all sounds like the same shit to me. I hope I'm not that guy. Is all. But this is a roundabout way of me saying maybe ecstasy will make that not happen and make me appreciate every new song. Like it's wow. This band is kind of different than that last band. Even though they're totally the
You'll be
same.
able to tell by each different blast.
Right.
I would only imagine that you would definitely get a mix. I mean, as far as like bands I've known from Finland, there is a pretty good mix of like, you got some folk metal, some black metal, some death metal. Like, you got plenty. So I would imagine that you would get a nice mix that you would enjoy.
50 Shades of Black.
50 Shades of Black, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be bad.
Actually, that's not a bad black metal. Like,
I believe it's a Wayans Brothers parody movie.
is it
that
really?
exists. Yes. Based on 50 Shades of Grey.
Based off the Wayans Brothers movie of the same name.
We're probably the only people on Earth that are going to reference the film 50 Shades of Black today. I'm gonna call it.
You're probably right. Put that bet on Vegas.
So outside of Guar, like, since, we do focus primarily on metal, not that, it has to be all that. I mean, what other metal shows have you gone to?
You consider Sun O a metal show?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. I saw Sun O with
That's-
Dan Schneider from Funhouse. That was an
I
experience.
want to know how that was, because like I have always like seen things from their shows, people standing there. I mean, there have been all kinds of like rankings on what is considered heavy for metal, and a lot of them, Sun O was always ranked as like the #1 most heavy band. And like I've listened to their stuff, it's very just like it just beats you with a wave of music. So like, where you like feel that through your whole body just standing there? Like, how was it?
I feel like when they're saying stuff like, is it the heaviest band? They can only really be talking about how literally loud it is, because like there's other
measure.
Well, the other measure is, I mean, I've been to bands. I mean, I've seen Metallica a couple of times, Pantera and bands like that, where and other just like kind of local noise core shows. Like there's this one called Memphis Hates You. I saw like Fucked Up and Hate Breed and stuff like that back in the day. And for a show like that, where to me the double bass almost makes it heavier in a way. The consistent, relentless, brutal double bass is like a different kind of definition of what heavy is at a show. Whereas Sun O was just like, for one, when I saw him, it was guitars, it was like
very low,
like
just blasting.
Yeah, it's just two guys in robes and guitars, and then a deep throat metal vocal guy, and it was amazing and stuff. And everyone's there wearing ear mugs, muffs, and they pump the place full of fog, and then you're literally listening to people play very open guitar chords for like an hour and a half. It was the weirdest show I've ever seen. And it hypnotizes you, and you're kind of like, you're like 10 minutes in, you're like, can I take this for the, is this what it is?
Did I consent
to
this?
Yeah. And then like 30 minutes in, you're like, hell yeah. And then you kind of go up and down that. You're kind of, by the end, I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Like, I loved it. But it took me a journey to get there.
It's definitely something that's on my list that like I really need to eventually go see. I've always
you absolutely should. I highly recommend seeing them at some point in your life. But when I was at that Buckethead Cavern show, I was talking to the lady serving me a beer, and I'm like, she was kind of this middle-aged woman, and I'm like, yeah, what's like the craziest show you've seen down here in the caves? Because she said she'd been working there for 10 years or something. She's like, it would probably be Sun O. It was like with the thickest accent. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I've seen them. I just did not expect that to come out of her mouth.
That's awesome. In that exact high pitched voice too, right?
Yeah, it was like that.
So like I know you have given us some pretty crazy stories too, but like I don't know if it would be specifically one of those, but if you ever had like an actual bad concert experience yourself?
Yeah. You mean like being at a show or playing a show?
Oh,
either
or.
I mean, I guess it's kind of boring, but like the few bad ones that stick out the most are like the few bad drug trip related ones, where like,
that makes sense.
That makes sense.
But we've already been there, done that on this podcast.
But the fact that you asked about playing, it sounds like there's something there. So what happened during a show you were playing?
Well, I had the tendency, especially in the last 10 years or so, I'm very comfortable getting up there and kind of playing songs that I have maybe like written that day or the day before, or just like, fuck it. Like I have all these songs that I'm very comfortable with, but then I want to just play some new stuff. And sometimes I haven't been working on new material or something, but I just want to play a new song, But then when you get up there, sometimes I've fucked that song up. Usually I'll tell the people, like preface it by saying, hey, this is brand new. Yeah. But then at the same time, if I do that too many times in a row, I start getting like pissed at myself. I'm like, I am fucking this show up.
Remembering this stuff.
Like people again, it's fine to fuck up once or twice. And then if you make a bit out of it, it's okay. But if the whole show is just you starting a song and then abandoning it or something, then it's like
next song.
Yeah. And I did that recently at Pants Tour. I wouldn't say this was like my worst show ever. Far from it. I mean, it was fine.
You live streamed?
I live streamed all three of them, but it was the middle one that I'm talking about. But yeah, it was one of those. So yeah, things like that where I just fuck up.
Do you have a specific show that you played that you really enjoyed playing? Like with really good audience feedback or some cool stuff that you noticed from the stage?
Yeah, definitely. I just played at this, like I have a couple songs or acts where if someone's like, hey, come and perform like a little thing, not like a whole show, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I know it's gonna crush.
Yeah.
You know, like, sorry, what'd you say?
I said you have
Got a couple
routine.
songs or something that that are audience tested material. So I've had I guess I'm still kind of giving you a broad answer, but yeah, I played this camp out recently, and I wasn't planning on going to play, but then they kind of asked me to last second, and then yeah, it went great. It was like kind of a Western themed thing, so I kind of incorporated. I acted like I was a guy from the Old West, but like literally from 1860, and then I have a whole song. Yeah, and I have a whole song about 9/11. That's like a spoken word. I have like a spoken word song about 9/11, and I just reworked it to be like from the perspective of a guy from the Old West who had just like had like a time travel situation and heard about 9/11 and was trying to warn people about it in the future as if they were in the 1800s. And so anyway, people were just like, what the fuck is this? But it was like I had taken old material and I just repurposed it for the moment, and it worked really well. But people thought that it was like I had just come up with this weird thing all of a sudden. Anyway,
No, that's
that was a
awesome.
memorable recent show.
Do you ever get moments
That's
to
really
interact with your fans after the show like that?
Oh yeah, I love doing that. Like just
Hanging out.
partying with the crew and whatever. And usually, like, I've had a privilege of being a part of a bunch of cool music scenes, which, usually that ends up being like everyone's in the same bands, or everyone's in each other's bands, and then at each show you get a lot of people in the same bands hanging out, and that's kind of a cool thing. And then obviously if any of those bands get fans, then wow, then you see those fans all the time, and those fans become part of the crew, and it's got this whole kind of thing.
And you just
So
accumulate friends.
Yeah, that's my ideal way to do it. I guess there is a weird little thing, I guess, with the internet, where it just kind of makes it a little muddier. Just there's all social, parasocial relationship stuff where
Right.
I don't know, there's kind of this weird.
Well,
I don't like there to be a distance.
That,
Well, I think this is cool. You like my podcast. You made a podcast, and I think that's cool. And I now I know you. Now we're on this thing.
I'm super excited.
To me, that's a normal, good way to go about life. But and I hate that sometimes anyone thinks it's weird. But like, I guess like it can be. So people are cautious, which I think
that one of the reasons I connect so well with you is, well, not with you, but like to you and your stuff, is that I really feel that, I don't know how to put it. Like, I really feel that, like, just make friends with everybody. Who gives a shit? Just like,
very big openness and not give a fuck about the way you approach things to where it feels comfortable, I guess. Is that okay?
I mean, Nick, there's so many times where Nick goes, I need you to help me. I need you to help me find who to talk to about X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, all right, let's go talk to every single one of the crew. And like one time he's like, the audio is messed up. Find me who to talk to. And I'm like, okay, so I'll walk around and we'll figure out, who to talk to. And so I don't know. There's no shame in just talking to everybody.
And I love the fact that you are that way, because like I wish I was as open with people as you were. I mean, I've been definitely getting there over the time. I mean, it's how we ended up doing this in the first place is mostly, just from the amount of time that we spent conversating with people at concerts, which a lot of those times were originally inspired through you. Like, you're very good at just making friends everywhere we go, and it's always been great. That's like just one of the incentives to go to shows. It's fantastic. You will always find people to meet.
The worst thing that'll happen is they'll tell you to fuck off, probably.
Yeah, usually. But even then, never happens. Shows are a great place to meet people.
Yes, they are. What was that?
Did you have I was just going to see if you had any more questions on your list that I saw you prepared.
I did. Let me double check, because I think we got to most of them, to be honest. Oh yeah, what's the most amount of people you've gotten to go to a show with you?
Oh, that's a cool question. The amount of people I've gotten to go to a show with me. Well, I wasn't the one spearheading that. I was so happy when they all said we have to go to Creed. I think that was
You know,
Patrick and James.
so I joked with my friend Nick here. I was like, I'm not really a Creed fan, but I unfortunately have been watching too much Funhouse and I really enjoy it.
Oh, you got to come around to the Creedasance, dude. It's go to one of their shows. You'll become a
Renaissance?
fan.
Is that like an actual like?
I made up that term a second ago.
Okay.
You can add a sans to anything if people are continuing to do stuff.
That's awesome.
For my birthday, I guess 2 years ago, I went to the Rolling Stones, and I had a pretty nice little crew there. We probably had about 10 people go to that.
That's nice.
I say that. I would say my Ween crew is probably right now the biggest crew. We got because it's me. We got my buddy Greg and his wife Cecilia, and then my brother, and then his like 4 of his friends from Idaho.
Oh, nice.
And then we have my friend Matt. I don't know. We're getting up to 10 consistently going to Ween shows, even though they're on hiatus. So I think Ween is my biggest crew right now.
That's really impressive. 10. We can't even consistently get 2 people.
Not consistent. Our max was 8 that we ever got. And that was for a Mayhem show up in New York. And that was for my birthday. So I did leverage my birthday pretty hard for that one.
It's honestly hard.
Yeah.
I feel like, people are a little picky these days, which I understand. Just there's so much stuff happening. And then also going out's pretty expensive sometimes. And then also it's hard to get a lot of people that like the same music together. I feel like that's why when you find a special band that everyone likes, like Ween, then every show is important and special. And
maybe if Ween comes to Philadelphia, we'll have to go.
Well, their fucking last show was supposed to be in Philadelphia for the 25th anniversary or 30th anniversary.
Oh yeah, they canceled it, right?
Yeah, of Chocolate and Cheese, and they canceled it. But it's okay. They will come back again.
No, maybe the next time. So we've hit our hour, which is about usually what we do. So before we go, we usually do a song of the episode. So is there any song that you can think of off the top of your head that you want our listeners to listen to, metal or not, whatever?
Oh, baby. All right. Hold on. I'm going to go on my phone to figure this out. Also, while I'm taking a second, if anyone in chat, for my 24 streamers watching, if you got any questions for me or Josh or Nick about show stuff, we'll tag that onto the end of the episode here too.
Great. So whatever.
But hold on.
I use Fiverr to edit music.
So the people I've been listening to the most lately have been an act called Big Sis. Right? Now, I'm not sure if your metal fans are going to love this or not, but they're a brother and sister electronic pop duo from Liverpool that are just always, every show that they go to, they're just like, they basically have this act where they're like, they show up, they're like, oh shit, our manager, got us this gig, it sucks, but we got to play it, fuck it. And so they're just trying to like steamroll through their set. Yeah, and so they're just playing like they don't want to be there. And it's so funny. I highly recommend if you get a chance to see them live, you do.
That actually sounds really cool.
Their lyrics are great. Yay, Yomes is a good one. So, okay, that's going to be my dark horse pick. But then I want to give you at least one rockin' or punk or metal song for your viewers to remember me by. And what was your song of the day? So like stall for me.
Okay. Well, Nick, what have you been listening to lately?
I recommend Low Life by Death.
I would recommend Warbringer and the Turning of the Gears. That's what I think. I think Turning of the Gears is probably right now it's my current favorite.
Okay. Hell yeah. And remind me, did you guys say y'all are Chat Pile fans?
Oh, you told me about that. You actually told
I tried
me about
to make
Chat
you.
Pile. You did try to make me a Chat Pile fan.
I am now intrigued. And I want to know what it is, though.
It's
Chat Pile.
It's something Mike would definitely like.
Yeah,
I would consider them kind of I guess more of a noise rock band.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like their song Slaughterhouse, and I like their song Funny Man. and many others. But what I also like about them is that at their shows, wherever they're playing, they use the in-between time between each song to talk about famous movies that were filmed nearby where the
what it
venue was. And so I really appreciate anyone that has kind of a running thing like that. So
Yeah, I actually think that was really cool.
and the guy's really funny too. Like he does it well. And he actually loves movies. He's not just
A poser.
saying that. Yeah, exactly.
So are you gonna repeat those songs just like back to back real quick for these people?
Slaughterhouse, Funny Man by Chat Pile, Yay Yomes by Big Sis. And then I'm gonna throw out Polish the Dishes by Addie. I kind of put them more in the Big Sis category, more kind of like another pop singer person, but really cool. And just for fun, I'm sorry, I'm like taking up dead air here, but I just
No,
I
Oh, no. This is the only episode with its own playlist.
Yeah, it's got a full thing. Link in description.
Yeah. And then the very lastly, this is the last one I'll leave you with, is At the House of Frankenstein by Big B Kornegay.
Wait, now I have so many more questions.
Like what? What could you possibly have?
You know what? I have nothing. Listen, it was awesome to talk to you.
You too. Thanks for having me on Reciting Chaos.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure.
was,
Fans, check out all those songs, like them or not. I mean, hey, listen to them. What's it gonna hurt?
All right. Find us anywhere there's podcasts. Leave a nope.
Yeah, don't forget to baptize people in some blood under a bridge. Whatever.
People.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Answer Christ, rest in peace. You can find me on Ryan Shorts on all of the platforms.
Yes.
Ryan Plus Experience on Twitch. And I'm playing tonight. This will be out. No one will be going to this. I'm playing tonight on Unusual Tuesday for everyone watching this stream right now. So if you're going to be in Sun Valley, California, come check me out at Sun Space.
Check out Ryan.
All right, you heard him.